on my mind. Erin from the Candlelighters Association are partnering up for some big things, creating some big love. It's Out of the Fog, and we'll be right back after this break.
At the repair shop, one thing's for sure. If it matters to you, they'll take care of it.
What have we got in the box then?
These are my father's ploughing trophies.
This belonged to my great-grandmother, Mabel.
We'll try not to keep you apart for too long.
But we'll assemble it and we'll see what it does.
Let's give it a whirl.
I'm so looking forward to seeing Louise's face.
There's heart and soul in everything that leaves the repair shop. New season Wednesdays at 9 on Makeful.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Out of the Fog, and it is a freight train of times, like I told you before the break. And our first guest tonight is Andie Bulman, who you may know from many capacities, but let's add author to the list. Andie, how are you?
I'm good. It's great to be here.
Oh my God, it's so great to have you back. Before the break, you were there with the comedy troupe talking about the upcoming shows.
Absolutely. Yeah, we shot both those shows. Tales from the Floordrobe with Bell 5 and Is This an Ology with Bell 5. Both are shot, done, and you can watch them now. So they exist. They're in the world.
Imagine.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Right?
Yeah.
And now back to hang out under the umbrella of author.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything she can't do? She's an octo threat.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Tell us everything. I want to know, how did this book first come into your mind?
I've had this book in my head for a long time. I wanted to do a chef-y sort of take on traditional Newfoundland dishes. And then Jeremy Charles put his book out, and I was like, well, that was my idea, Jeremy. But,
thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah. And his was so beautiful. I was like, okay, back to the drawing board. And then what I decided to do was spend time in the archives, find a classic sort of archived recipe, and then make a modern 2.0 version and put both in the book. So you've got cod au gratin, and then my take on cod au gratin, or cod cakes, and then I do a miso lime cod cake. So you can see both.
Wow.
And there's a lot of essays in the book about how things like immigration affect food, or how the fishing industry is changing, or I even get into craft history with rug hooking. There's a little bit of everything in the book, and I think what's really interesting about Newfoundland food is that it's a rock. We grew here, we came about in isolation, and then a lot of change started happening. And so I think we're like a culinary world that's like in flux, and I tried to capture that in the book.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
It's like you wrote it yourself.
Yes.
Now, you know, it's never a solo effort. People all around us inspire us and intrigue us and inform us.
Yeah.
How much community did you allow into your creative process?
A lot, actually. I was lucky enough to get an NL Arts Council grant, which I'm so grateful for. And with that grant, I paid, I don't think a cookbook should come from any one person, because so many people contribute to the food of an area. So I think I have 8 to 10 contributions from other people. My friend Mimi, she's amazing. She owns the Gersha, which is an Ethiopian catering company. Mimi has a recipe in here. Malin Enström, she's a Swedish artist, really amazing person. She's got a juniper apple soup in here.
Wow.
So I try to put a lot of the community into the book. But I was sort of tied in by COVID, because my plan for the book involved a lot of travel, and a lot of travel to Labrador, a lot of work with Indigenous communities. And because of COVID, I was trapped in my house. And so the book I'm very happy with it. It's not what it could have been if it had been made in regular times. And I think about it often when I'm leafing through. I'm like, there's so many voices left out, and it's too bad.
So, creative courage is something that comes up so often. And Elling Ling was on the show last week talking about RPM. And creative courage is something that he told me years ago, and it burned a hole in my mind. And that's you. Someone who dared to venture outside of one lane of creativity and is now finding so much success and excitement in another. How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel really good, and it also, I've always felt bad that I had a lot of multiple interests. Like, I've been interested in writing, and I've always been a passionate reader, but I also have dabbled in craft and visual arts and film. My first film goes to camera for Picture Start. I'm part of the Picture Start program. It goes to camera in early April. like I've always been interested in a food, a myriad of things. I've always felt so bad, like how come I can't focus on something? Like, you know, I'm changing careers every 2 or 3 years, like that's not normal. But I've come to realize that in this economy, I think it's important to be able to do 100 different things. Yeah, I do costumes for films now, and I only picked that up about 2 years ago, but I've worked on a number of films this last year doing costumes, and every time, sometimes I have these moments where I'm like, this is wild that they would hire me to do this. And then I have other moments where I'm like, well, why not? Like, you show up and you work hard, and like, you're creative and you put yourself out there. Like, those are skills, even though you might not think they are.
I live the same life as you, and I read a line that, and you know, it says that the most successful people derive their income from several sources, never one.
Oh, I love that.
And I was like, wow, thank you.
Yeah.
It inspired me to feel excited about diversity in what I do every day, and not to be trapped by one lane always.
100%. Yeah. I agree with you, and I occasionally will still dabble in food, and I'll cater something or I'll do this, but I love now that my income's coming from 5 or 6 different things. I think it's awesome.
Me too. It's a gig economy.
It is a gig economy.
And we're living it.
Yes.
And we're lucky to.
I think so too. Like, my schedule is really freeing. Like, I woke up, I like to start my day at like 6:30.
Same.
Oh, that's cool. And I woke up this morning and I wrote an article for CBC and I handed it in, and then I did an interview over the phone. Interviewed someone, and then I walked my dog, and then I went to check out a location for our upcoming film, and then I came home and I chilled for a couple hours. Now I'm here, and then I'm going to do a talk with the Culinary Historians of Canada.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, that's so much. I'm so excited because I used to work from 6:30 in the morning until 4. But now there's a lot of this freedom to choose what I do with my day.
Right.
It's cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, in the wrap moment, because I want you to come back, because you have so many wicked projects, and I can't wait to talk about them all with you. Will you come back again?
I'd love to, yes.
In this final moment, where can we get your book? Serve it up to us, the name, where we can get it, and all of that.
Okay, it's widely available. You can get it at Chapters. You can order it through Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Personally, I would love if you got it at the Torres Cove bookstore. They're a small independent bookstore. They absolutely rule. I also love that you can get it at the Bee's Knees downtown and at Outfitters. Outfitters just built a little small independent book space within their store. And they focus on like foraging, hiking books, and you can find the book there. And I think they would be great if you could get it from one of these downtown small shops, or if you could go out to Torres Cove and get it at the independent retailers. I'm really worried that the pandemic is going to have an effect on these small shops. They give us so much excitement. They give us something to go do. We were so lucky to have them. So if you can go buy the book at one of those shops, I would be thrilled. And tell them I sent you, and I'll come down and sign them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Andie, you're amazing. You're daring greatly, doing all the things, and we love it. Guys, check out the book, Salt Beef Buckets, A Love Story. This is Out of the Fog. That's your girl, Andie, and we'll be right back after this break.
It all started when I racked up some serious debt. Interest payments were going up, creditors were calling. Janes and Noseworthy came up with a plan. Knowing that the phone was going to stop ringing and that I was not in this alone was a huge relief. Bankruptcy or a consumer proposal or whatever help you get is not the end. It's just the beginning. A chance to start again with knowledge and support and people in your corner. Are you ready? Get out of debt. It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
Sometimes, for a wish to come true, it takes a kingdom, because together we're stronger. Tied tight, united we stand, in honor of one child's wish, to fuel the fire that will grant many more. Join the kingdom.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and what a time we're having. Talking about salt beef buckets, and Andie pumping the downtown and the shops to get the book, and now here we are with the Queen Bee herself. It is marketing, special events, publicity. Gaylynne hanging out from downtown St. John's. How are you doing?
It is great to be back. It is really great to see you.
Oh my God, likewise, especially face to face, because let's face it, we're not getting enough of that, but soon.
Yes,
Back to the norm.
very soon. I can't wait for that.
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
There's so much to be excited about, you know? 2022, it definitely came in like a lamb and a lion sort of mixed together. And now here we are, looking forward to talking about things that are exciting to bring us out of the caves and into life. And I know you got lots to talk about. Tell me everything.
Just in time, too, for all the regulations to drop and everything. We are doing an amazing downtown restaurant burger battle. So this is going to be so epic. We have close to 40 restaurants with our downtown Don-around. We've rebranded it, of course. We used to call it Devour Downtown.
True.
Now it's just the Downtown Burger Battle 2022. It's going to be a throwdown down.
Listen, the previous years were wow. The burgers that the local downtown restaurants would come up with, whether they were a small little, hole-in-the-wall spot or a big player in the national food scene that had an operation set up here, everybody came out swinging, didn't they?
They did. And, our friends at the Scope, who are no longer, on the go anymore, they started this downtown burger battle. So this kind of evolved, like it started with that, and then we had a break for a while, and then we used to do the downtown Don-around, we called Devour Downtown. And then we had some of our downtown business owners come to us and said, would you think about reviving the burger battle and making that your downtown Don-around? And we said, totally. We're totally down with it. We knew what a success it was. And certainly people are very excited about it, as evidenced by close to 40 restaurants. And it's all March long. Can you believe it? There's no excuse not to go.
Well, I think burgers, yes, it's its own food group and we need it in our lives. Having all the unique chefs come up with their own twists on the burger. I mean, I can think there's one restaurant and I fell in love with their burger, never knew that they even made burgers, and I've had it 10 times since.
Yeah.
And that's the gift, I think, of a promotion that Downtown St. John's is putting off.
That's right.
How proud are you to be able to come up with ideas like this that engage so many members of the downtown and reach so many folks to remind us of the value of our beautiful downtown and the backdrop behind us here?
Super proud, super proud. And it takes, again, I know it's corny, but it takes a village of people kind of to make this happen. So you need your business owners to cooperate.
Sure.
You need, people like the creative individuals like you that sort of kind of can make it happen and work with us. And it's amazing. It takes a lot of people. And it just goes to show that downtown is still relevant after all these years. It's still the heart and soul of the city, and it is the place to be. It's the center of entrepreneurship, and it's the pumping heart of independent and small business in the city.
It's so true. And every shop, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a commercial client, a retail business, a bar, there are so many different segments that make the downtown so special.
Yeah.
I have to ask, when it comes to this year and reaching out to all the restaurants and getting everybody lined up for this burger battle, I'm sure you must have heard a lot of positive feedback from the restaurants that Downtown St. John's is doing something so exciting to help get everybody out there and to get us re-immersed in food culture and coming out to restaurants again. Am I right?
You're right. Absolutely. And the thing about it is we have such a varied membership that goes from the 10th floor to the first floor.
True.
So that could be anything from a law office to certainly a restaurant. So we have to appeal to a lot of people when we're doing our promotions. And this is certainly one that's appealed to a lot of people, not just necessarily the restaurants themselves who are going to, get the greatest benefit from it, but from our downtown community. The people who work downtown and live downtown are the greatest supporters of downtown. I'm not saying that other people don't, but they're jolly on the spot. So of course they're going to be taking advantage of it. They're there for a reason. They already love downtown. They're converted. And so there's so many people that this is appealing to. It's unbelievable. And we're just really excited. And it's super easy, of course, to take advantage of this promotion for anybody who wants to. You just go on our website, Downtown St. John's.
Love.
You can see the restaurants. You can see their burgers. You can decide what you want to eat, and eat all the burgers.
Please do.
Eat all the burgers.
Eat all the burgers.
Eat all the burgers.
I'm going to, so thank you in advance.
And there's a contest you can win. So you just simply, a hashtag DT Burger Battle 2020, post a pic of you and you're eating your burger or you and just your burger.
Love it.
And, we'll see it with that hashtag and we're going to give out prizes. Absolutely. And you vote for the best burger, and the restaurant who wins gets bragging rights, and we're going to put a big old sticker.
I love it.
2020, Downtown Burger Battle winner, first, second, and third place, and this is going to be an annual event.
Is that true?
It's true. Yeah.
I want people to be coming here for vacation specifically for the burger battle. That's the dream, you know?
Well, you come for the burger battle, but you stay for everything else as well. You do some shopping, you have a drink in a bar, you know, you hang out, see the sights. It's all related.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you know, Downtown St. John's, an organization that does so much to help the businesses in the downtown. You've been there for a few years, you and Scott, incredible. It takes a lot to run any association that takes care of members. And I would love for you to deliver a message to all the people watching across the province who may be coming into the downtown. How important is it to the restaurants, given everything we've been through, for people to come out and to sit down and to dine in or take out and enjoy one of these burgers?
Yeah, no joke. It's been hard. I mean, it started with Snowmageddon and it hasn't stopped since.
True.
And a restaurant industry, it's an incredibly different business and difficult business, and it has very thin margins. And those who are hanging on are just hanging on. And, you know, thank God people are still coming out for takeout and, you know, in reduced capacities and stuff to the degree that they are. But in order to actually get through this hump and to keep these places in business, because these are the places you want to go.
Of course, it's what makes us famous.
Right? These are the places you want to go. And we have a great culinary scene here. And if people want to see it continue, it is hugely important that you come out and, you know, try the burger battle, but not just that, you know, not just in March, all year long.
I agree.
Come downtown, try an independently owned and operated, you know, local business, and you're not going to be disappointed. It's unique, the service is great, and the money that you spend goes directly back into our economy, which is what we got to focus on. Local, support local.
Hear, hear.
Yeah.
Final moment before we go to break. Remind us one more time how folks can get involved in this March-long burger battle. Tell us.
It's easy. Simply go to our website, downtownstjohns.com, peruse the huge number of restaurants we have there, decide where you want to eat multiple times, of course. Simply take a picture of yourself eating a burger or just the burger itself with the hashtag DT Burger Battle 2022, and of course put it up on social media. We'll see it and we're going to pick a winner. And while you're at it, of course, go to our website after you've sampled the burgers and vote. Vote, vote, vote for your best favorite burger.
Can't wait. Love it. Gaylynne, you are one of the heartbeats of our downtown. Thank you so much always for coming on the show. Will you come back again?
Of course.
I love it.
Love hanging with you.
I know. It's amazing.
It's awesome.
Guys, this is Out of the Fog. The burger battle is coming on strong. Get at it. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I am joined by a tag team of power townies up in my midst here right now, from the East End right to the Center City studio. Here we are, Erin and Krista. How are you?
Great.
Yeah?
Great. Yes.
So good to be hanging out again.
Love it. Yeah.
You know, different contexts with several cameras rolling, but we'll ignore those and just get right into the good stuff.
All right.
May I just quickly say that having you on the show in months gone by was so amazing.
Oh, thank
Learned
you.
so much about Georgetown on my mind. And then meanwhile, here's Erin over here doing the work she does with Candlelighters Association, doing all the wicked work. And then somehow, two worlds collide. Tell me everything.
Yeah, so Erin gave a presentation to my grade 1 class last June from the Candlelighters Association, and it touched my heart, obviously being a teacher and a lover of children. And I thought long and hard about what I could do in an interesting way to help out their association or do something for someone from a part of their group. And in October, I wrote an email, and shortly after I wrote it, Erin wrote back and was like, yes, we'd be interested. We'd love to do a bedroom makeover for one of our, participants. So we spoke with the board, and we sent out a form for everybody who wanted to nominate themselves. And we looked at all the nominations, and unfortunately we were only able to pick one person for the bedroom makeover, but everybody walked away with a little something.
That's cute.
And then, we announced 3 days before Christmas to the child who won. And it was it's been pretty awesome.
That's amazing. We're going to dig deeper now in just a second.
Sure.
But for the moment, for folks who do not know, please tell us all about Candlelighters.
Sure. Well, Candlelighters may not be so well known as some other organizations, but we've actually been around since the 80s. So we're providing support to families of children diagnosed with cancer. So unfortunately, many people who hear about us are only hearing about us because their child was just diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
So we're there right from the beginning with a diagnosis support package. We have birthday club. Every child and their sibling gets a card and a little surprise on their birthday every year. We have Camp Delight, which is our big thing. So it's the only pediatric oncology camp in all of Newfoundland and Labrador. So that's huge for all of our families. We had a child once say the best thing about having cancer is camp. No. So there's a whole lot of different supports, scholarships, all kinds of things. So it's support from beginning through treatment. Bereavement, unfortunately, is a part of it as well.
Sure.
But also there to support the children and their families as they learn to live beyond childhood cancer.
I think that's so amazing. And I have to ask you.
Sure.
What led you to it?
I was actually a stay-at-home mom for 9 years when I had my first child. And when my youngest of 3 kids started kindergarten, a friend of mine looked at me one day and said, "There's this job with Candlelighters. I think you'd be perfect. What do you think?" And I applied, and here I am today. So I actually only started just at the beginning of COVID. So it's been an interesting 2 years, but we've had to pivot for several things, different fundraising events. Some have been canceled, others have come out of the woodworks, and exciting new partnerships, but it's been interesting.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
The work is so incredible, and there's such a need for support.
Absolutely.
And to the point of the conversation, the cancer that someone has, no matter what age, is often not the most serious reality they face. It's isolation and depression and the feeling of being different and all of the things you had planned being so upset, and of course for the families as well.
Sure.
How do you negotiate being a mother of a family and then feeling so much of the energy from the people that you're doing so much hard work to take care of and support? How does that impact you? How do you manage that?
Well, personally, I haven't been touched personally by childhood cancer. So, unfortunately, many people are. But just meeting the families, and again, COVID, I haven't been able to meet as many families in person, obviously, as I would like. But just hearing family stories, getting to meet some of the families at camp. Of course, another pivot was having in-person camp, which is normally a week long. This year we had to have a family retreat here in town.
Okay.
So getting to meet the families that way.
Right.
But just knowing, having children of your own, not even being able to imagine what they're going through. Just to be able to be a support, a phone number, somebody to call, ask a question. We have online parent support page, a private Facebook page where parents can reach out to other families as well. So as a mom, it's very meaningful work, and I do thoroughly enjoy what I do.
That's amazing, and so many people must look up and appreciate you so much. So congrats for everything that you do.
Oh,
She's pretty awesome.
Listen,
as are you.
Well, and thank you, girls.
You're not so bad yourself.
Well, I'll take that to the bank. But I'll tell you what, I'm excited. In the final 2 minutes, I want to really zoom in on what has been like for you both to collaborate to make this happen.
We're having a grand time.
Clearly.
She's doing all the work.
Great. No, we've had a great time. I mean, Erin's been absolutely wonderful. I knew that from the get-go.
Sure.
But Erin's been wonderful, and her and the board I met with, and they've supported kind of my ideas and all this. There's been a lot of media things, so she's up for anything. As are Rachel and Heather, her mom. They've been very accommodating with interviews and questions, and me sending texts and looking for measurements and all kinds of things. So
talk reveal in our final minute here to hang. Like, when is it? What is it? Like, talk about when we're going to see it.
Okay, so we're currently in the process.
Yeah,
we got paint today,
okay.
So that's exciting. I know, we were plastering for days. But we finally got our first coat of paint today. Rachel and I think, have bonded over the fact that neither of us liked her previous paint color in her room. So she was very excited, as was I, to get a new coat of paint today. But reveal should be February 25th. that's the goal. Next week, we're adding some shiplap and, you know, design, furniture. And there's been all kinds of community partners who've come on board. So Kildare Renovations is helping us out. Kent Building Supplies. Derm's the best. He's so good.
The man.
Yeah, 100%. And Kent Building Supplies donated a bunch of supplies. And Cohen's has donated some furniture. And Sam Design as well.
Love that.
And then we have like a slew of small makers, like Wild Floss Designs. I'm going to call them out now. A few of them. So Ruby Ropes Designs, Wild Floss Designs, Knots by April. ATG Woodworking is making a beautiful like epoxy hook for the back of Rachel's door. Like, it's just been absolutely incredible.
Please send me a photo when it's done so I can show it in the
100%.
show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for what you're doing. So much appreciation for the efforts. Can't wait to see the reveal. Georgetown on my mind, interior magic. Candlelighters Association, creating all the connections and the support that are so needed. Thank you both for doing what you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us on.
Come back and see me.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
I love it. It's Out of the Fog. We'll be right back to wrap after the break. Guys, what can I tell you? Tonight's show was another one for the books. Thank you, Andie, bringing that creative courage and the Salt Beef Buckets love story book. Get out and get it wherever local books are sold. Gaylynne from downtown St. John's, thank you so much for bringing through Burger Battle knowledge. And Erin and Krista, thank you so much for everything you're doing to help bring some joy into the life of someone dealing with cancer. Guys, it's Out of the Fog. Check out all these people that work together to make this show happen. Gotta love them. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback